Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Captain Cody Davis here with you guys again, as always, and got another pond update video for you guys. I know I said the last one was the last one until the project was completed, but I'm slipping one more in here because it's a very important one. The pond project itself and in its entirety is not complete, but the actual digging of the pond is done. We finished it up today and I could not be more excited for how it turned out. It looks freaking awesome. Can't wait to see it full of water and see exactly how it lays out and what the water level is going to be, because we haven't had water in here since we started. So we'll see how it really tapes out. But for you guys, just to check out how we laid it out, but also for my personal records, I kind of wanted to do just a little tour of how we've got the bottom laid out here in the pond. If I sound like I'm talking fast, I kind of am, because we've turned the pump off and this thing is rising slowly, the water level, but it's sure enough coming up. So I'm just going to showcase it to you guys. And this is the last time I'm probably ever going to see it without any water in it. So I wanted to shoot this video. So bear with me, and hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm going to give you guys a little showcase of what we did. So my house is right behind me, so this is going to be the far west side of the pond, and then we've got the far east side out here by the road, which is the deeper end. When it comes down to it, we kind of did some quick redneck math, and this pond's going to turn out to be really close, if not right at about a half acre, which I think is pretty big. I don't know. You guys tell me. I had a lot of you guys ask how big the pond was. I said, I don't know. I have no idea how to even tell you, but it's going to come out to around a half acre. But it's the fishiest looking, as of right now, fishiest looking half acre pond in the South, this side of the Mississippi. You know what I mean? But so I'm up here by the house. This is going to be, for a couple of reasons, which I'll get into, kind of the shallow end of the pond. You guys heard me since the beginning. I thought it'd be a cool idea to do kind of like a beachy area right here for a few reasons. One, if we wanted to hang out and swim, or if I had a bunch of my rowdy friends over for a Friday night and things got carried away and we ended up swimming in the pond, this is shallow enough you could do that. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but I'm think crazier things have happened. On top of that, also, any of you that have been following me for any extended period of time know that when me and Breezy were staying at her parents' house for a while right after we got married on their property, I used to shoot a lot of content in my in-laws' ponds, doing fish feeding videos and things of that nature. And I thoroughly enjoy it. I love it. I like coming home with all my leftover shiners or my dead bait and literally training the bass to come eat out of my hand. I think that's super cool. And I think my son Lakin will love doing that also. So I wanted a shallow area because I thought it'd be a good place to shoot content, but also for him to be able to actually see the fish coming up and to get the bait or to get the food or the shine or whatever it might be. Instead of him coming straight up from 15 feet of water, they kind of are going to come up onto this, what plans to be like a 2.5 foot deep flat, 2 foot flat. So we've got like a big shelf here, like a beach. You'll be able to see the fish coming up out of the deeper water to feed. It'll create good content because we're trying to space out and feather in all of this white material. So there's going to be a light bottom. So you should be able to get a really good look at the fish, which I think Lakin would enjoy. And then at the end of the day, it's also just going to be a really shallow shelf for bluegill and crappie and bass to spawn on. So it's good bottom. So hopefully they do the deal on the full moon right here. Then I could literally be grilling steaks like I plan on doing in about 5 minutes and make a cast and catch a 6-pounder right here. So this is going to be the shallow area. This whole side of the pond, for the most part, is relatively shallow. We've got the boat ramp here. We kind of left like a little ramp in case we wanted to ever launch a boat in here. We're never going to, but I don't know. We could decorate it up. My wife's all creative with decorating stuff. She could make it look whatever, cool, and put a little john boat or a canoe there like we're actually going to use it, but we'll see. Either way, that's the boat ramp. Walking on this side of the pond, kind of give you guys a look here. This is more of just a gradual slope down. We're thinking the water line is going to be right in this area right here. That's what we're foreseeing, depending on the water table, now the water levels are in the surrounding canals. But I'm thinking it's going to be about right here in this smooth area. So it's just going to be kind of a gradual slope. Ed came in here with the dozer and tried to smoothen it out a little bit, but he left some of the track marks and he made it look a little rough because fish don't like perfect bottom. You know what I mean? So this is for the fish. This isn't for us. We're never going to see this. So we wanted the fish to be happy. So we've got just kind of a, you know, a rough but gradual slope bank. I'm telling you guys right now, me and Ed were talking about it, through a camera lens, it doesn't do this pond justice of how deep and how everything's laid out, but I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm 6 foot tall, so at the bottom of this slope, I'm guessing this is going to be about 5.5, 6 foot deep right here. Now, once you get into here, that's closer to 18 foot. This is a very, very deep hole. And Ed dug it where it kind of comes down. We're in about 6, 7 feet of water here. And that sucker right there is probably pushing 20. He went really deep right here just to have a deep hole close to the shallow end. And then if you guys can see here, he kind of has a high spot right here. He left that really cool flat rock in there. That's probably going to be the shallowest spot out here. That high spot's going to come up to about 5 foot under the surface. Really cool. And then it drops back down. We've just got this deep trench that runs down the center of the entire pond. Obviously a little steep drop here. And then I was going to jump out here, but I'm not for the sake of time in the video. He's got this super high spot here, I think I told you guys about. That's about 28, 30 feet long. And on this side of the high spot, that's probably the deepest area in the whole pond. That whole thing of water right there, from the bottom to where the water line is, which is right up here around that chunk rock. You got the flat rock. There's a black line of muck and then some chunk rock up there. That chunk rock is usually where the water line is. So from the bottom of this to the top of that, it's about 22, 23 foot deep. They're not going to run out of water, and my fish are definitely going to have some deep water to get into in the summertime and when it gets really cold in the wintertime. Comes down a gradual slope. There's kind of a flat right in here. That area there is probably 20 foot long and about 10 feet wide. There's just kind of a imperfect flat with some chunk rock in there. Looks super cool. I'd live on that if I were a bass. And then he's got this deep water trench that runs on the far side of the high spot, and he's got one that runs on this side of the high spot. That high spot, when it's all said and done, from the top of that to the surface of the water, probably going to be about 8 foot or so. So that's perfect to drag my shaky head or my ball and chain, my Carolina rig across. You know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, I already said we got the deep water here. And then I guess we'll go show you the creek or the whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, this is so freaking cool, man. Get down here. Got another little kind of slopes down, a steep drop here, a little kick out shelf here. And then we've got our little creek or our little creek arm. I don't know, little 40 foot, little deep depression. This will be super cool to see what this looks like when it's all filled up with water. Obviously, you're going to probably plant some cattails or something up in here, but really cool place for the fish to come in and spawn, or I don't know, do whatever fish do in creek arms. This is Florida. I don't know what they're going to do. It's basically just a big pocket. Definitely plan on planting a bunch of cattails from this end, really all the way across to probably around where that pump is. This is, like I said, I've said it since the beginning, planting some cypress trees or whatever, you know, comes to mind. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think I should do? I have an idea of what kind of fish I'm going to put in here. Obviously bass and crappie and stuff. Keep it old Florida, kind of keep it like a swamp. But should I do needle grass? I don't want to put like, I might do some pepper grass or something if I could find a way to make it grow. Maybe some eelgrass up on the bank. I want to get creative. I want to make it look like a miniature Lake Okeechobee with bottom content. Bottom contour, I should say. So either way, we got this giant stump in here. It floats. It's not waterlogged yet. So what's going to happen is once this water comes up, this thing's just going to float around until it gets waterlogged and sinks. Ed said I should tie a piece of braid with a cork on there. So when it does sink, we know where it's at. And that's a very good idea. It's probably what I'm going to do. But I think I got a couple of days before that happens because that thing's not sinking anytime soon. But either way, that's it, fellas and gals. If any gals are bored enough to watch my video, she's done. And I really could not be happier with how it turned out, for being honest. It's super cool, and it's just going to make the property look awesome. Come sit out here on these nice cool fall and winter nights here in sunny South Florida. Enjoy a sunset, enjoy an adult beverage, and maybe feed some fish, catch a few fish, or just sit by the water's edge when the mosquitoes won't carry you away. So I guess the next series of video will just be when we start planning, when we start stocking the pond, planting trees, planting cattails, whatever we're going to end up doing. I guess I'll kind of showcase to you guys and document that and show you the whole process. But for now, she's dug, and we could start cleaning up our mess of a yard. My boat, just so any of you know, over the next few weeks, any of you that have trips booked with me, my boat's going to be filthy dirty. I refuse to clean it or give it a good detail job while all of this dirt and material is drying and kicking up dust in my yard, because it just gets filthy right after. So appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think of the pond. Definitely will read the comments on this one. Let me know if any ideas you guys have. But one last look before she's filled up to the brim with water. And if you guys want to book a charter to come fish my half-acre pond, let me know. I'll see you guys on the next one.